Hello and welcome back to another weekend review right here on the Football Zone, reviewing a big weekend of Premier League and Championship action, starting off in the Premier League and with Newcastle's 2-0 win over Everton. What a huge result this was for the Toon. Goals from Callum Wilson, different people, no, with a brace. Huge win for Newcastle. 2 goals late on, and what a boost that will give them for the rest of the season. Gives them so much breathing space. Really disappointing for Everton. Crystal Palace 1, Wolves 0 was the score at Selhurst Park. Aberieze with a goal in the 60th minute. Wolves, they were poor. Crystal Palace, they weren't great either, but they got the win, and that's all that matters. A huge win. I think that's their first win in like 10 games or something silly right now. So they really needed that. As for Wolves, they're bang out of form. They just need a result out of somewhere. And with Arsenal, who are playing quite well at the moment, next, it will be a tough ask for them. Man City 1, Sheffield United 0 was the score at the Etihad. Gabriel Jesus in the 9th minute, picking them ahead, and then you expect it to be a thrashing. But fair play to Sheffield United. They hung on in there, but at the end of the day, they just couldn't get anything from the game. Just didn't have enough. So, yeah, Man City deserved the win. They were by far the best team, and it may not have been their finest performance, but a win's a win, and it just gives them an extra bit of breathing space at the top. West Brom 2, Fulham 2 was the score at the Hawthorns. Bobby Reid gave Fulham the lead in the 10th minute. West Brom looked so poor before 2 goals from Bartley and Pereira gave them the lead. Caballero 2-2 in the 77th minute. But then neither side could find a winner. Really entertaining game. Both sides desperate for a winner, but it just didn't come, and it still leaves them both in pretty ominous positions if they want to stay up. Arsenal 0, Manchester United 0 was the score at the Emirates. Arsenal, they were poor, I would say. Manchester United weren't much better. Just a really drab game. Who'd have thought that between 2 big 6 sides? Arsenal, they're continuing their rise up the table in 10th now. I still think they'll get a little bit higher. Manchester United, they'll be disappointed not to win this. Sheffield United 0, Aston Villa 1 was the score at St Mary's, and oh my god, were Sheffield United shafted here. Ross Barkley gave Villa the lead in the 41st minute, but that's not before Matty Cash should have been sent off for a handball in the box, which despite hitting his hand wasn't given. And then Danny Ings' hand was offside. You can't score with your hands, whoever was on VAR. Don't know if you know the rules, but yeah, I just really don't get it. Anyway, Chelsea 2, Burnley 0 was the score at Stamford Bridge. Cesar Azpilicueta with a goal in the 40th minute to give Chelsea the lead, and Marcos Alonso on the 84th. 2 fullbacks scoring. Who saw that coming? Chelsea up to 7th now. They're continuing their rise up the table, following their defeat, following their poor run of form under Frank Lampard and Thomas Tuchel. Early signs look promising. Burnley will be disappointed to break their winning streak like this. They look poor. Leeds 3, Leicester 1 was the score at the King Power. What a huge win this was for Leicester. Harvey Barnes in the 13th minute before Stuart Dallas in the 15th minute pegged Leeds back pretty much straight away. Patrick Bamford and Jack Harrison put Leeds back in front. And who saw this coming? Leeds were outstanding, and that's a huge win for them because that's 2 wins in a trot now, and they looked so poor before that. Leicester in 4th, they'll see this as a sort of game they can't be losing. West Ham 1, Liverpool 3 was the score at Upton Park, Jesus Christ, the London Stadium. Mohamed Salah with 2 goals before Wijnaldum pretty much sealed the win in the 84th minute. Dawson pulled one back from West Ham, but Liverpool was so good here. Tight at the back, which you wouldn't expect from a Henderson and Nat Phillips partnership. And West Ham, they were poor. But hopefully they'll just see this as an off day and they can continue on with a great season they're having. Brighton 1, Tottenham 0 was the score at the Amex. Trossard with the only goal in the 17th minute, and what a huge win this was for Brighton. I don't think many people saw it coming, but fair play to them. They would play really well. As for Tottenham, they were really poor, and I do fear they're going to miss Harry Kane a lot because, they just didn't really offer anything. Bale and Vinicius once again failed to produce the goods, so there's a huge concern for them that. On to the EFL now, and a huge game between two teams at the top of the Championship. It finished Reading 3, Bournemouth 1, and bloody hell, Reading were incredible here. If you didn't consider them promotion candidates before this, you certainly do now. Despite its shambolic defending from Bournemouth, they need to sort their acts out. Goal from Laurent McIntyre and Zhao gave Reading a comfortable lead. Stanislas scored, awful defending from Reading, but at the end it didn't matter. It leaves Reading just 3 points off an automatic promotion spot. Bournemouth 42 points, 5 behind them, really poor. Middlesbrough 0, Norwich 0 was the score at Carrow Road. Not a great game, to be honest. Middlesbrough probably had the better of it, and that was even before key man Emi Buendia was sent off in the 67th minute. But Middlesbrough, despite having the majority of the ball in the play, they just had absolutely no cutting edge at all going forward. I think they definitely need a centre forward. Deji would be a great signing for them. They've been linked to him. As for Norwich, Buendia will be a big miss, but I think they'll just be happy to get a point from this. Birmingham 1, Coventry 1 was the score at St Andrews. Two technically home games. Bella scored in the 18th minute from the spot for Birmingham before Gustavo Hamer, what a player he is, in the 29th minute. Sealing a great point for Coventry, and that just takes them further away from the relegation zone. 7-point gap now, I think they'll be happy with that. Birmingham still right in the thick of it, they need to pick up points and quite fast. Blackburn 1, Luton 0 was the score with this, and Championship referees. Just so poor. Blackburn took the lead in the 85th minute through Adam Armstrong, but pretty much the whole of Luton players had stopped, and it looked like Luton had equalised, but there was offside, and I don't quite know how. Refereeing the Championship has got to change, but Blackburn, they're really closing in on the playoff spot now, just 3 points on it, on great form. Luton in 13th. Brentford 7, Wycombe 2 was the score. Pinnock and Fosu gave Brentford the lead in the first half, but Ikpeazu and Masuki gave Wycombe a draw at half-time, and who saw this coming? Tony, Fosu, Canos, Tony and De Silva pretty much just sealing the win for Brentford. They were just brilliant in the second half, and I think they're pretty much dead set for promotion. Wycombe, they're down. Cardiff 1, Millwall 1 was the score at the Cardiff City Stadium. Aidan Flint with an own goal in the 9th minute before Kiefer Moore equalised in the 71st minute. I really rate this guy. Harry Wilson with the assist. Good to see him actually doing something. This was just poor from both sides. Mick McCarthy has come back from behind twice now. He probably needs to start getting them into winning positions, because that's what you should do with the new manager's bouts. Derby 1, Bristol City 0 was the score at Derby. Colin Kazim-Richards with a goal in the 4th minute to give Derby the lead. And Bristol City just never looked back since. They were really poor here, just didn't have any attacking intent at all, and Derby fully deserved the win in my opinion. Derby, they look quite good at the moment, I would say. Bristol City, story of their season, go on a good run and then lose a game like this. Huddersfield 1, Stoke 1 was the score at Huddersfield. Pieper gave Huddersfield the goal in the 5th minute, and they looked really good up until Scott Fletcher scored the penalty in the 25th minute. Norrington Davis was sent on for Stoke right on the verge of half-time. In Stoke's dreadful form, you would have expected Huddersfield to go on to win this, but they're in dreadful form themselves, and just couldn't get the win. Stoke in 10th, still near the playoffs, I don't know how. Huddersfield in 14th, just slowly falling away. Barnsley 0, Forest 0 was the score at the City ground. Just not a lot between the two sides, to be honest. Forest, they're in 21st, still not out of it, despite going on a good run recently. Barnsley in 12th, I think their playoff ambitions are dropping like a stone at the moment. I just can't see them getting in it. They've got the quality, but they've just not been in a great form recently, and I think that will probably cost them. Rotherham 1, Swansea 3 was the score at the New York Stadium. Conor Hourihane with a goal. I think he'll prove to be a great signing. What a player he looks. Grimes gave them a 2-0 lead before the Adapo gate pulled one back. Fulton's in the 74th minute. But this is a comfortable win for Swansea. They are by far the better side here. Still in second, still in great form. Rotherham in 22nd. Kind of a write-off game, but still they need to pick up points and quite fast. Sheffield Wednesday 1, Preston 0 was the score at Hillsborough, and what a huge win this was for Sheffield Wednesday. They needed this desperately. Palmer right on the verge of half-time. Preston will be disappointed. They'll see this as a game that was winnable, take them within 3 points of the playoffs, but no, it wasn't meant to be. And this was huge for Sheffield United. They could have really been cut adrift if they didn't win this, so it was absolutely pivotal they won, to be honest. Watford won QPR 2 at Vicarage Road on Monday night, and who saw this coming? It was quite an even first half before Watford took the lead for a Troy Deeney penalty. Of course he scores penalties, he's great at them. Poor penalties give away though, but boy oh boy, they more than made up for it. Charlie Austin and Albert Adoma seeing a crucial win for them, and that gives them so much breathing space at the bottom. Watford's up to 5th, they'll see this as a huge missed opportunity to gain ground on the top 2. Guys, that's it for today. Thanks so much for watching. Like, share, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Remember to follow me on Twitter, link in the description below for daily wrestling news, and subscribe to my other channels on the screen right now. That'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace.